Well, hello. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis. I'm the host of Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm also CEO of Mage LLC, management consulting firm, working with leaders of organizations since 1985. Every week, as everyone knows, we like to invite back the fabulous Marc Z from Marc Z Legal Staffing for our Marc Z Moment. Welcome back, Marc.
Thanks, Jeff. Bye. You're puffing smoke my way. That's very thoughtful of you, but I'm just very appreciative to be on this wonderful show with you. It's always just so much fun, and things in the business landscape are always changing.
Every week. We spoke with your friend Mark Furman, Entrepreneurship and the Law, and recently he was talking to us about how things are still just changing as of last week, major changes. And what's up in your world?
Well, in my world, there are always a lot of things going on, but as you know, like I look at my business and our office is a lab for different situations that change every day in the employment world. And one of them is becoming bigger and bigger, even with the younger generation, are benefits. Benefits, whether it's health benefits, even though with Obamacare, people could be on their family's plan until they're 26 years old. But with the two-income families at that stage, one part of the negotiation as far as compensation often involves medical. And is it affordable for the family plan? Should the person take individual? Are they not going to take their spouses? If they don't take their spouses, could it be something that could be factored in terms of the compensation? But all benefits in terms of health benefits, a lot of prospective employees are asking about vacation time, even though we're still in somewhat of a virtual world because of the hybrid arrangements that a lot of companies have. People are trying to figure out ways to balance, take time, and not be answerable for 24/7. So that's very important. Other type of benefits that employees are looking for are not only paid time off, but in terms of what are long-term disabilities, 401k, matching, even at a junior executive or a junior manager or an employee, they're looking at, is there some kind of retirement plan? So benefits are really becoming important because employers can only do so much in terms of compensation because they have internal equity issues.
Well,
Sure,
benefits cost a lot of money. And what we find is some of these large companies like Google and Amazon, they're doing all their benefits themselves. And this is a differentiator for them in terms of recruiting. So employers are faced with a competitive situation where if we're not providing good benefits, we're not attracting good talent.
right, right. And it used to be that employees were totally focused on the salary. And even when you brought up, well, look at the benefits they have, they're substantial, or you don't have to pay for this, or you don't have premiums, you don't have to pay every month, or you don't have to have even co-payments because some of the even the co-payments are underwritten. It used to be the employees just did not think of it. It wasn't as costly. They weren't maybe at that stage of their career, but now it's really important. It's part of a negotiation. And family plans, especially if the employer has a fully paid family plan, because a lot of employers, they'll fully pay or substantially pay the individual, but they will not pay the family plan, and those can be very costly. And so if somebody can have the family plan completely paid for or substantially paid for, that's something that's out of pocket expense that they don't have to worry about and are not taxed on. So
Uh,
it's
it's
really
something,
great
look,
benefit.
I'm an entrepreneur, as you know, and so are you. And we spend more time, I don't spend the time, my partner spends more time reviewing benefits than almost any other single job he does on an annual basis
Right.
because it's become so important, but also because it's become so expensive.
Correct. So, by the way, when I say with certain benefits are not taxed on, you've got to talk to obviously your provider to see if it's not taxed
Right.
about, because a lot of companies and firms um, treat it differently. So there could be tax, it could be not tax, but even if there is a tax, that's a benefit that they don't have to pay out for. So it's a benefit that you can add to your compensation package, you know?
Right. Mark, I think this is very important. And clearly, when you're helping people find the right position for themselves, you look at these things and try to help them to see the whole package and the whole position. So if people are looking, how do they find you?
Correct. Well, first of all, I want to say and I didn't get back to it, but you're right. I
Sorry.
mean, I know your colleague, your partner, looking at benefits every day because benefits are incentives now, and he's smart to keep looking at that. Obviously, you've got to look at what the costs are for the company and the organization. But if we invest, like a lot of even smaller businesses are doing a matching plan for benefits. And that's really, really helpful that they might not be able to compete in certain areas, but by doing a matching 401k um, and um, and looking at other ways that they can compete, that's really, again, part of the benefits package.
The,
But
the, the healthcare package is the most expensive and the most rising part of being an employer.
right,
I remember when I used to work, you're right. Healthcare wasn't an important part of my negotiations because it was such a small part of my compensation. But today, it's a huge part of my compensation.
right,
It's just so large. I have to look at it, and it's an
right.
important part for me, even negotiating and discussions with my partner. I don't want to compromise at this particular point in my life because I'm much more brittle. But again, Mark, if somebody, well, it happens.
Not you.
We both had problems with our ankles or parts of our ankles over the last 2 years, and we know it's important to have health care.
Correct.
We're both back on the tennis court. So if other people want to play the game, just like you and me, and be in the game, that's what I mean, not play the game. How do they find you, Mark?
Well, first of all, um, on our wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs website, radioentrepreneurs.com. Go to markzlegal.com, MarczLegal.com. Google Mark Z, MARC and the letter Z, and 617-338-1300.
And they too can have their own Mark Z moment. We'll see Mark again next week on Radio Entrepreneurs.